Party people in the place to be. KRS-ONE attack.
If you don't speak up for yourself, others are bound to step up, take your place, and say they did what you did. The pioneers are going through this right now. They did not speak up for what they did. They were humble about it. They said, look, like Grandmaster Flash. I asked him, Flash, you came up with that queuing system for DJs. See, it's so common today. Today, you have a mixer. You have a crossfader. And crossfader's going up on to play either side. So you over here playing this song. Before Grandmaster Flash, you could not hear this side as a DJ. You could not hear it. Every mixer you see got his mind in it. He never claimed copyright, never claimed trademark, never even said, this is mine. Nothing. Now Panasonic, Sony, and others are making billions off of his idea. All because he didn't step up and say, yo, this is what it is. And why didn't he? Because it wasn't about the corporation at the time. It wasn't about what I can get as a corporation. It was about what I need to give as a culture. The one who came up with the term hip hop, Lovebug Starsky. I asked Starsky, why didn't you trademark this? He said, look, if I trademark it, it wouldn't have went anywhere. I would have been the only one saying it. But by me allowing everybody else to say it, now we got a culture. I said, damn, I had to look at that. Grandmaster Flash, he said, look, I came up with cutting, mixing, scratching. I just gave it to the DJ so everybody could eat. I said, wow, Flash, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize on that one. This is how the pioneers of hip hop think. I'm just gonna give it out to the culture so our people could eat. And then what happens? Your people don't eat. Other people start eating because you gave it out for free. So now anybody come along and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna start cutting and scratching. Ha ha, I'm just cutting and scratching. You don't know nothing about Grandmaster Flash, nothing about how he came up with it, what the point of it was, nothing. It's just, I saw something I like and I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it. That's when you know the difference between somebody talking hip hop and somebody living it. When you live in the culture, you feel the culture. And when you feel the culture, you know how to protect it. You know how to walk up on it. You know what you need to do to preserve your culture. Grandmaster Flash gave his inventions to the world because he wanted the world to be a better place. Why would somebody do that? But this is culture. This is the culture. It ain't about no money. It ain't about what I'm gonna get. It ain't about what I'm gonna charge you for. It's somebody came up with something and says, you know what, this gonna help everybody. Look, let me go in the park and show y'all what it is. Good time. Good time. Baffled, amazed. Today you see all types of people DJing. You gotta go back to a time when this did not exist. So now if you in a culture to take from the culture, so be it. Remember, the pioneers put the culture out there for everybody to take. The difference between a true hip hopper, the culture is, Grandmaster Flash gave this to us for us to improve the world with. That's culture. The pioneers put hip hop out for everybody to eat. For everybody to eat. And I'm just mentioning Lovebug Starsky and Grandmaster Flash. Zulu Nation, same way. Kool Herc, same way. I asked Cindy, Kool Herc's sister, why did y'all, what? You just did this and gave it away. She said, yes, at the time it wasn't about us. It was about the kids in the neighborhood staying out of trouble. So Herc would bring his system out and play for the kids in the neighborhood so we all can gather around and have something. You know you invented a $1 billion annual culture a year, right? You know that, Cindy, right? Yeah, we know that. But if we had kept it to ourselves, it would not be $1 billion culture. Okay, let me read this to you. Hip-hop as culture had to be taught to the hip-hop community. Being hip-hop itself and representing hip-hop as your community had to be consistently taught to hip-hoppers over a 30-year period. Everybody didn't understand at first what I was implying in the early 1990s. When I said I am hip hop, rap is something we do, hip hop is something we live, nobody understood that. But over many years of consistent teaching, hip hoppers of all sorts began to realize that they too were hip hop, and this is how our culture came to be. You see? Today, there is much debate about who did what in hip hop. Many people contributed to hip hop as a music genre, but who did what to establish hip hop culturally is far less debatable. We, the Temple of Hip Hop, standing upon the foundational work of Zulu Nation, established hip hop culturally. All type of people was involved in the music, including me. But when we started talking about hip hop as culture, the first one to really start looking at hip hop as a community was Africa Bambaataa. Zulu Nation codified hip hop as breaking MC and graffiti art DJing, knowledge and overstanding. First codifications for hip hop. So we started looking at ourselves as a community. Many of the people in Zulu Nation was just talking about hip hop as a community, put it in rhymes, codified the language, but it was all language. We did the work to make this talk about hip hop as a community. We went to the United Nations under Kofi Annan, the Secretary General at the time. This is 2001. We went to the United Nations and declared ourselves an international culture of peace and prosperity, got the legal documentation for it. And since May 16, 2001, hip hop has been a legal culture, legal, not just words out mouth.